The Wise Scholar, Part 01. The Story of the Hidden Gem and More. From Bedtime Stories. Once, there was a king. He had a group of 4 brilliant advisors to advise and educate him. They give advice to the king when a problem arises. One day, the king saw a dream. 4 bonfires were aroused from the land at 4 places and were brightening, emitting the flames up to the sky. At once, a small fire particle appeared in the middle of the 4 bonfires and suddenly became a huge bonfire. It was larger than 4 bonfires aroused first. The king awakened at once and started to think about the dream he saw. The next morning, the king summoned his 4 advisors to the castle and described the dream he saw. After listening carefully, the 4 advisors analyzed the dream and said, "My lord, this is a good dream. There is nothing harmful that will happen to you. The 4 of us are symbolized by the 4 bonfires. And the bright bonfire tells us that you are going to have another wise advisor who is brighter and more talented than the 4 of us." The king was very happy and asked, "Where is he now?" "My lord, he might be born today, according to our knowledge of dreams." The king advised his advisors to stay alert and send spies all over the country to find out if there was a child with excellent abilities. When the time came, the king's spies got information about a child who was famous in a village for his knowledge, thinking, and wisdom. After a series of findings, this child was added to the king's advisors' team later. Since then, this advisor has been famous all over the country for the solutions he gave to various problems. He was famous as the Advisor the Great. This is a few stories about his wisdom. There was a pond built in the city near a populated road. The people who walked near this pond saw a gem in the pond, glittering from the sunlight. The people immediately informed the king about the gem. The king summoned one of his advisors. "It is said that there is a gem in the pond near the city. How can we get this gem?" "My lord, it is a simple thing. We can remove the water and mud from the pond, and then we can have the gem. Then you have my permission. Do it and bring me that gem." The advisor removed all the water and mud from the pond and searched for the gem. But it could not be found. After some time, the pond is filled with water. Then the gem glittered again. The advisor ordered his men to make the pond empty again. But he could not find a gem. Again, the gem started to show after the pond was filled with water. The king summoned the Advisor the Great, and said, "One of my advisors tried to find the gem by removing water and mud from the pond. But he couldn't. Can you find this gem?" "Yes, my lord. I will get you the gem. Please come with me." The Advisor the Great went to the pond with the king. The Advisor the Great understood where the gem was as soon as he came to the pond. The Advisor the Great ordered one of his men to bring a bowl of water. Then he showed it to the king. "My lord, the gem is not only in the pond. It can be seen even in this bowl of water." The king asked, "Yes, then where is this gem?" "My lord, the gem is not in the pond. It is at the bird nest on this tree." And he ordered a man to climb up the tree and bring down the gem. The king was very happy and rewarded the advisor with his necklace. Another day, the king thought to check the knowledge of the Advisor the Great. The king ordered a man to take a part of the trunk of a small tree with a length of 1 foot and make it so that the root and the end of the tree trunk are of equal diameter. Then he sent it to the advisor the great to mark the root and the end sides of the tree trunk and return it to the castle. The advisor knew that this was to check his wisdom and knowledge. He knew the correct side of the root and the end at once when he took the stick to the hand. But he decided to demonstrate and solve this to give it some interest. So, he ordered a man to bring a water bowl. Then he measured the middle of the stick and tied a thread in the middle of it. Then carefully put the stick in the water by hanging the stick by the thread. The root, which is the heavier side of the stick, sank before the end. Then he asked the people, "What do you think? What is the heavier side of this stick?" All said, "The root." Then, "Which side will be sunk first?" "The heavier side." All praised the advisor for his wisdom and knowledge. One day, a man bought a cow from a neighboring village. The next day, he brought the cow to feed on grassland near his house. While the cow was eating grass, the man rested under a tree and fell asleep due to exhaustion. After some time, he was awakened and saw that the cow was not there. He was panicking and found the cow everywhere. He saw that a thief was bringing his cow away in a hurry. The man chased the thief and caught him. Then an argument happened between them. The thief said that it was his cow, and he was bringing the cow home. The man said that it was the cow that he brought yesterday. Now, this was a big fight. Lots of people gathered here. Finally, they decided to go to the advisor the great to settle this down. The advisor the great asked the thief, "What did you give this cow to eat?" The thief said that, with the purpose of convincing the advisor the great more, "I fed her rice and sweets." Then the advisor asked the right owner, "What did you feed the cow?" He said, "My lord, I only gave grass." Then the advisor ordered one of his men to give the cow some medicine with water. After some time, the cow started to vomit. She vomited only grass. Everyone saw who the right owner was. Then the advisor asked the thief, "Are you guilty or not?" He accepted his guilt, and the advisor allowed him to go away after a warning.